Welcome to Mr. Chalk's Revision Tips. In this video, we will look at plaque formation, the effects of smoking, and some treatments of coronary heart disease. So, coronary heart disease is a disease in which a waxy substance called a plaque builds up in the coronary arteries. So, these arteries supply oxygen-rich blood to your heart muscle. So, when a plaque builds up in the arteries, it can cause a condition called atherosclerosis. So the way that these plaques build up is the blood flow out of the heart and arteries is under high pressure. So blood contains cholesterol, which is transported within lipoproteins or lipoproteins. Cholesterol, which is carried by low density lipoproteins, sticks to the wall of arteries, forming a plaque. So this narrows the space that the blood can flow through. And the narrow artery can now be easily blocked and get blood clots and such forth, and this plaque forms. So the plaque can also come away from the artery wall and then cause a blockage in the artery. And if you're getting a blockage in the artery, that decreases the space in the artery, so increases blood pressure. So this makes the blood vessel more likely to burst or get damaged. So if the arteries leading to the heart become blocked, then the heart becomes starved of oxygen and stops working. So the concentration of cholesterol in the blood affects a person's health. Give two factors that can affect the concentration of cholesterol in the blood. So we really need to be thinking about things like diet or any reasonable reference to diet. You can talk about a person's genes or some sort of inherited factors, and if you make some sort of reference to the fact that you might have more or less cholesterol being made by the liver, that would also be important to mention. So both nicotine and carbon monoxide from smoke put a strain on the heart by making it work faster. They also increase the risk of blood clots. So other chemicals from the smoke can also damage the lining of coronary arteries, leading to furring of the arteries themselves. So smoking damages the lining of the arteries, including the coronary arteries. So the damage encourages the buildup of fatty materials in the arteries, so this can lead to a heart attack or a stroke. Inhalation of carbon monoxide from cigarette smoke reduces the amount of oxygen that can be carried around by the blood because it damages the hemoglobin in red blood cells. The nicotine in the cigarette also increases the heart rate, which puts more strain on the heart. And chemicals in cigarette smoke increase the likelihood of blood clotting, which can also reduce or result in a heart attack or a stroke. So coronary arteries that have become blocked can be stretched open again by inserting a stent. So coronary arteries can become narrowed as we age, or they get narrower when we get these fatty plaques forming in them. So doctors can solve the problems by using stents. So we go and we insert the stent, and it's almost like a cage that's been squashed, and it's got an empty balloon in the middle of it. So a tiny balloon is then inflated to open up the stent in the blood vessel. The balloon is then removed, and then the blood can flow freely through that blood vessel again. So a person's coronary artery has become narrowed, so the person has had a heart attack. The doctor puts a stent into the person's coronary artery. So how does the stent help the patient not get another heart attack? Well, the key things that you need to be talking about is the fact it's keeping the artery open so the blood can move through the heart, so the blood can get to the cardiac muscle, which means that oxygen will be delivered to the cardiac muscle so it won't become damaged. So a surgeon also puts a stent into the artery of the leg. Right, he moves the stent through the artery to the coronary artery. Right, so suggest two possible risks of this operation. there's a range of risks, but some of the important ones that you could mention is that there could be excess bleeding, blood clots could form. In any operation, you could get infections. You could damage blood vessels as you're moving through. If you're damaging blood vessels, especially blood vessels around the heart, it could cause a heart attack or damage the heart. And because you are having to put someone under using anaesthetic, that can also be a risk factor. Another treatment for heart problems and high cholesterol is by using statins. So statin drugs work by blocking a step in the body's production of cholesterol. So cholesterol is produced by the liver. So statin drugs block the enzyme critical for cholesterol synthesis, thus inhibiting the liver's ability to produce cholesterol. So this causes an increase in the number of low-density lipoprotein receptors on the surface of liver cells, resulting in more cholesterol being removed from the bloodstream and therefore reducing the risk of cholesterol-related diseases. So if we look at comparing the effectiveness of these 5 treatments, so the graph to the right shows 5 different treatments. It shows the amount of cholesterol in a person's bloodstream and the year when a person started taking a particular drug. So some of the key things that you could mention is that A is more effective than B is least effective, A and B is as effective as A, and A and C are the most effective when put together.
Thanks for watching.